Imprinting is a word most people associate with ducks. With the famous images of newly hatched birds following the first moving thing they see, convinced it is their mother, bonded to it permanently and completely regardless of what it actually is. But imprinting is not unique to birds, and it is not limited to the first hours of life. What behavioral scientists have come to understand about feline imprinting is something far more complex, far more deliberate, and far more moving than the instinctive snap bond of a newly hatched animal. A cat does not imprint in an instant. They imprint across time, across accumulated experience, across the slow and patient process of a highly intelligent, deeply guarded creature deciding, one ordinary day at a time, that one specific human has earned the most permanent designation their biology knows how to make. And when it happens, it leaves signs. 7 of them, specifically, that most owners walk past every single day without understanding what they are looking at. Let us talk about what is really happening. 1. They greet you differently than they greet everyone else. Every cat has a greeting. What varies, enormously, is who receives the full version of it. The imprinted cat's greeting is specific. It begins before you have fully entered the room. They hear you in the hallway, recognize the particular rhythm of your footstep, the specific sound your key makes, the way your weight sounds on the stairs. And they are already in motion before you arrive, already oriented toward the entry point, already in the particular state of readiness that only your return produces. When you enter, the tail goes up, not curved, not tentative, but vertical, the highest positive social signal in the feline vocabulary. It is what a kitten does running toward its mother, what bonded colony cats do when they greet a preferred companion, and it is reserved, in your home, specifically for you. Research into feline greeting behavior has found that cats in imprinted bonds show measurably different physiological responses to their specific person's arrival compared to the arrival of other familiar humans. Lower cortisol, higher orienting response. The particular loosening of the entire body that is the physical signature of a nervous system releasing its alert state at the recognition of its anchor. The greeting is not the same as the one your cat gives to other people in your home. Not because they dislike others, because the imprinted bond has a specific neurological signature, and that signature activates specifically for you. 2. They mirror your emotional state before you have shown it. This is the sign that most consistently stops people in their tracks, because it requires accepting something that does not fit the popular image of cats as emotionally indifferent. You have had a difficult day. You have not cried. You have not slumped. You have walked through the door in the ordinary way and moved through your home with the ordinary sounds and motions. And your cat is already beside you, already quieter than usual, already positioned in that particular way, pressed close, not asking for anything, simply staying. They did not read your face. They did not hear you say anything. What they read was something far more intimate than expression or words. Research has confirmed that cats can detect changes in human cortisol levels through scent alone. Your body chemistry shifts when you are carrying something heavy, before it shows, before you have consciously registered it yourself. And the imprinted cat, who has spent months or years mapping your baseline, knows the difference between your ordinary scent and the scent of a body under emotional weight. Beyond chemistry, there are microsignals. The particular quality of your footstep when it carries something. The way your breathing differs when you are not all right. The specific tension in your shoulders before you have sat down. The imprinted cat has a file on you that no human being in your life has access to, and they read it in the first seconds of your arrival. And they respond to what they read, not what you have shown them. 3. They follow a pattern with you that they break for no one else. Imprinting creates routines. Not the routines you have consciously established, like feeding times or play schedules, but the ones that emerged from the cat's own choices, accumulated across time, without any training or intention on your part. The imprinted cat waits outside the bathroom door, not because they were taught to, because the bathroom is where their person goes and temporarily disappears, and the imprinted nervous system finds disappearance difficult to simply ignore. They settle near you when you work, in the specific room, in the specific proximity that they have determined is their correct position relative to yours. They appear in the bedroom when your wind-down routine begins, not when you call them, but when the sounds and smells and patterns of your evening tell them that the time is arriving. These routines are not about dependency. They are about the particular way an imprinted cat organizes their spatial and temporal world around the one being they have designated as central. You are not the background of their day. You are the structure of it, the point from which all distances are measured, the anchor around which the map of their experience is oriented. And if this is shifting the way you see the daily habits your cat has built around you, go ahead and subscribe. Every video on this channel exists for exactly this moment. The moment a behavior you have always seen becomes something you are finally understanding. 4. They use your body as a reference point when the world feels uncertain. A loud noise from outside, a stranger at the door, a smell from the street that their nervous system flags as unfamiliar. Something in the environment that their ancient alert system has noticed and is not yet sure how to classify. Most cats, in this moment, either freeze or flee. They go to the highest available point or the smallest available space, or they press against a wall and wait. An imprinted cat does something different. They look at you, not at the source of the sound, not at the window, at your face, at the specific configuration of your expression and posture and breath that tells them, in the most reliable language their nervous system knows, whether this is a threat or not. They are referencing you, using you as the interpretive frame through which an uncertain world becomes legible. Researchers documented this behavior, called social referencing, in human infants and in dogs for years before it was confirmed in cats. An infant exploring a new space glances back at their caregiver constantly. The caregiver's calm face means, continue, this is safe. The caregiver's alarmed face means, stop, something is wrong. The imprinted cat runs the same program. If your face is soft, their alarm level drops. If you move toward the window calmly, they follow, reassured. If your body carries tension, they escalate. You are, for an imprinted cat, the primary interpreter of reality, the being whose response to the world tells them how to respond to the world. That is not a small role. That is the closest thing to parental function that an adult domestic cat is capable of assigning to another being. 5. Physical contact with you carries a specific biological effect. There is measurable science behind what happens inside an imprinted cat's body when you touch them, and it is not the same as what happens when anyone else does. Research into cat neurochemistry has found that physical contact with a bonded person triggers oxytocin release in cats, the same bonding hormone that surges between a mother and newborn child in the moments after birth, the same chemical that underpins the deepest human attachments, released, measurably, in a cat who is being touched by their imprinted person. This is not metaphor. This is documented biology. Your cat's brain, when your hand makes contact with them, produces a neurochemical response associated with deep attachment. And that response is specific to you, not to being touched in general, not to the sensation of warm contact from any source. To you specifically, the person their nervous system has learned to associate with safety, with comfort, with the particular resolution of the low-level biological alert that their waking life carries. The purr that begins before you have fully made contact, at the sound of your voice or the sensation of your presence nearby, is the earliest edge of that chemical response. The body already anticipating what it knows is coming. Because the imprinted cat does not just remember you. They remember what it feels like to be with you. And their biology is already responding to the memory before the contact begins. 6. They show you their most vulnerable moments. A cat in pain hides. This is not a choice made from cruelty or indifference toward the people who love them. It is one of the oldest survival mechanisms in the feline behavioral vocabulary. A visibly suffering animal is a targeted one. In the wild, predators follow vulnerability. So the instinct says, when you are hurt, disappear. Do not let the weakness show. An imprinted cat breaks this rule. Not completely, and not always, but selectively, specifically, with one person. They come to you when they are unwell. They seek your presence when they are recovering. They allow you to see the moments of genuine physical vulnerability that they hide from every other being in their world. Not because the instinct is gone, because the trust is larger than the instinct. This is one of the most humbling signs an imprinted cat can show their person. To be the one they come to when they are at their most unguarded. To be the presence whose proximity is chosen even over the ancient survival pull toward invisibility. The cat is not choosing weakness. They are choosing you. And those are not the same thing. 7. They choose you again every single day. This is the sign most owners miss entirely because it does not look like a sign. It looks like nothing. Like ordinary. Like just another day with your cat. But consider what your cat could do on any given morning. They could sleep in another room. They could orient their day around a different person or around no person at all. They could choose any surface, any warmth, any space in the home they share with you. They have options. They are not trapped. They are not compelled. And they choose you. Not every interaction. Not in every moment. Cats are individuals with their own needs for solitude and space, and the particular kind of independence that belongs to a creature whose ancestors survived alone. But across the pattern of an ordinary day, across the arc of an ordinary week, they return to you. They settle near you. They seek you when they are uncertain and rest near you when they are at peace and watch you from across the room with the particular quality of attention that says, "You are still there, and I know, and that is enough." Imprinting is not a dramatic declaration. It is a quiet one, made repeatedly, in the small, ordinary moments that nobody marks as significant. It is the choice made again and again, in the unremarkable texture of daily life, by a creature who had every option and kept arriving at the same answer. You were the answer. You still are. And every ordinary day that your cat chooses to spend in your orbit is the imprint, renewed. If you watch this and recognized your cat in these 7 signs, the greeting that is different from anyone else's, the appearance when you are not all right, the routines built around your movements, the look toward your face when something is uncertain, the purr that begins too early, the presence when they are hurting, the quiet daily choice to return, that recognition is the imprint made visible. You did not know it was happening. Most great things between cats and their people happen that way, in the quiet. In the ordinary, in the accumulated weight of days that did not seem remarkable while they were being lived. Every video on this channel begins the same way, with a question most cat owners have never stopped to ask. And then we go looking for the real answer. Not the simplified version, not the comfortable assumption, the actual science, the studies, the behavioral research that takes years to surface and rarely reaches people in a way that feels like a real conversation. That is what we do here every single time. If this video gave you something, hit like, drop a comment, and tell us which sign made you stop. And subscribe, because what we are covering next will change the way you see your cat all over again. The more you understand them, the closer you get to something most people spend a lifetime living beside and never fully seeing. And that is always worth staying for.